I had one too many drinks. This person taking a sweet ass time. We're gonna talk about this. Fellas. Make sure your woman is curious about you. This gonna be good. Let me sit up for this. I'm gonna sit up for this. I'm gonna take my time with this. I'm gonna take my time with this one. Like and subscribe, man. Fellas, make sure your woman is interested. Make sure she's curious in you. See, this is the thing. I'm gonna talk about this on the podcast too. Make sure your woman is interested, is curious. I keep saying interested. Make sure she's curious in you. And why does that matter? Because if somebody's not curious about you, that means they don't care to learn you. And when we're talking about relationships and marriage and all that bullshit, you gotta know your partner. You gotta navigate a whole life with this person. How the fuck you not gonna know him? You shitting me? You gotta know who you're dealing with. You gotta know who you're dealing with. So then you need to be curious about your partner. But see, here's the thing: since so many men are simping now, women aren't curious about men because they can get a simp that's going to focus all of his energy on helping her out and fulfilling her agenda. But he's so wrapped up in helping her out and doing anything for her, he doesn't even care about what she could do for him. That's sauce. That's sauce. That's sauce. Saucy! That's sauce. And so, fellas, this is why it matters, right? See, somebody's gonna catch on to this and they're gonna do it. That's why it matters, fellas. See, the thing about it is, if your woman's not curious about you, then she won't be able to get you and understand you. And that's, every man needs that. And his wife or whoever, his boo thing, whoever, you need your woman to understand you. See, the thing is, if you want to get a man, you got to make love to his mind. You got to make love to the man's mind. That's how you get the man. That's how you secure the man. That's how you keep the man. You make love to his mind by being curious about what he has going on and what he goes through and what he does and whatever. You have to be curious about it. You have to ask questions. A lot of women don't ask men questions unless it can benefit them or unless they're interested in what the subject matter is. See, fellas, you gotta find a woman that can know how to fake it. Even if she knows how to fake being curious, that's good, because at least she can be curious about you when she may not feel like it, because push come to shove, we may not always feel like being curious about our partners, or women may not always feel like being curious about their man. But when your man starts talking about something that matters to him, you're going to really have to take that and run with it. And you're going to really have to be ready for the opportunity to get to know your man. See, ladies, this helping y'all out too, because you get curious about a man, especially the right man, and you got one. You got a sucker. But it's a good sucker. It's a lollipop. You got you a lollipop. Everybody like lollipops. Cake like lollipops so much that they make cake pops. So stop playing with me. Anyway, fellas, you want your woman to be curious about you, and this is how you can do any of those 4 things, that's what majority of people do. They do I say it again. They change the subject. I'm explaining what happens with some. After you finish talking, bro. After you finish talking, what does she do? Does she change the subject? A, change the subject. She B, say, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's what's up. C, does she brush it off? Or D, does she talk about something she been through or something that happened similar to her? What does she do? That's important. All of that is wrong. That's why most men say they can't open up to women, because she's going to use it against them. It's not that she's going to use it against him. It's just a lot of men don't have enough emotional intelligence to portray the message. Oh, it's not that she's going to use it against me, which she may do, but also she's not curious about what I have to say to her, because she doesn't really ask me questions. She just goes along and says whatever, and oh, that's what's up, and then leaves it alone like that. Fellas, there's women out there that will be curious about you because she wants to know if you will be a good husband and a good father. So she's going to ask you a series of questions to make sure that you are who you say you is. Is you is or is you ain't my baby? So that's why it's important that, fellas, one of the first things you check for in the woman that you want to be your wife is, does she have a curiosity about me? See, when somebody got a curiosity about you, they ask you questions when you're finished talking. They ask you questions. For example, if I'm in a relationship, if I'm married, if my wife see another woman's number in my phone and that woman's sending me a sexual text message, my wife is going to get curious about who just sent that text. Oh, Chris, who's this? Who's this? Who's this? That curiosity. Oh, it's going to be questions. Oh, that's nobody. Oh, who's nobody? You know, oh, she curious about that woman in my phone. Yeah, take that same curiosity, and your man might be like some sort of chess club leader. He could be a chess club leader. And then when you talk about his chess club shit, you be like, oh, you play chess? Well, how long you been playing chess? Oh, wow, you been playing chess for 5 years? Wow, you playing chess tournaments? Oh, you do? You ever won a chess tournament? Oh, you won a chess tournament? Oh my God, you win chess tournaments? Ladies, that's what you need to do. Anything, that's how you get a man. Whatever you do in the kitchen or the bedroom doesn't come close to that. You gotta be interested in your man. You gotta be curious about your man, because it's while you being curious about your man will encourage him to open up more, if that's the man for you. You got men out here that, like, women be like, oh, he don't like when I ask him questions. He don't like when I ask him questions. But he not the man for you, baby. So you gonna either ride the dick or you gonna get off the toilet. So what you gonna do? You know, it is what it is. So that's it, man. So in a healthy relationship, people ask questions because they want to know. Why? Because they need to know. And as human beings, we need to be heard and understood. That's like food and water. We know we need food and water, but we don't treat the need of being heard and understood the same. We gotta treat that the same. So, yes, fellas, make sure a woman is curious about what you gotta say. How do you know she's curious? Again, when you're done talking about something that you may be passionate about, or just period, when you're done talking, what does she do? Does she ask you a question, which is what somebody would do when they're curious about you? Or does she change the subject, brush it off, or make it about her? And one thing you may notice about a lot of women is they make it about them, or they change the subject, so that way when you feel passionately about something, they will brush it off and you will feel like, well, damn. And that's just what happens a lot of time. But there's that select amount of women, there's that small number of women that will be curious about you. Now, the thing about those women is those can be master manipulators. So you have to make sure she's really interested in, she's really curious in you. And how you'll be able to tell? I'm about to give y'all some more gems. You'll be able to tell that by if she has an agenda or not. So that's deeper. That's the deeper psychology of it. We're going to talk about it on the podcast. We're going to talk about a lot of things. We're going to talk about a lot of things on the podcast. I had to talk like my guy. We're going to talk about a lot of things on the podcast. And we're going to make sure that we make a lot of important points. And a lot of important statements will be made. And a lot of smart things will be said. And a lot of wonderful, wonderful, great things will be said on the podcast. So we're going to have a lot of wonderful things being said. They're going to be great things. Those things that will be said will be so great that you're going to be in amazement. So remember that. Yeah, I like I said, I make these videos, bro. It's nothing. I've been deleting stuff off my phone, so I might be, I don't know, I might flood you. I'm here, bro. I'm here. I'm in the car, man. And then I'm about to go get some gas. I'm going to be at the gas pump, man. And after that, I'm going to be at the store, man. I got to pick up some things from the store, man. And after I be in the store, I'm getting back in the car, man. And I'm going to go ahead and take it to the crib. And that's that. That's that. I ain't got nothing else to say to you. And then we gonna do, and then I'm gonna stack some more. But fellas, I just gave y'all such a huge gem that if you take it to the bank, they might cut you a check for $10,000. They might, because they're gonna be realizing that they could cut you a check for more, but they're gonna see how desperate you are for that $10,000. So y'all make sure I got my hood on, so that means I'm Hoodie Kermit. I'm Evil Kermit today. And so that means that I'm gonna be telling y'all some dark secrets. So make sure y'all are following me, because I'm putting y'all on game. This is real talk. Making my videos a little bit longer because y'all need it. So, fellas, I just gave y'all, because see, a lot of fellas, y'all be with a woman that you be like, oh, I feel like she doesn't get me. I feel like she doesn't understand me. I feel like she doesn't get who I am. She doesn't really do the things that I like. And I'm like, duh, because you were so busy talking about yourself, you forgot to see if she was curious about you. I ain't finished. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm right here telling you all this bullshit, so you can realize why you feel the way you feel. Y'all, well, she doesn't get me. I feel like when I talk about the things that I really like, she doesn't care. I feel like she doesn't care. That's because she wasn't curious about you. You just talk so fucking much that she was like, well, damn, I got somebody who's gonna take me to the movies, the beach, Florida, Punta Cana, Texas de Brazil, and the mall, and get my toes done, get my hair done, and my nails done, and my eyebrows done, and my eyeballs done, and he's gonna pay for everything and do everything and talk really nice and treat me so sweet that you forgot that she was supposed to help you. And so when it came time for her to be curious about you, she wasn't curious about you because you talk too much.